What's up, everybody? I'm back, and welcome to my Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 1 reaction review. There will be, if you guys are new, which most of you are, what I do with The Walking Dead is I put out a review, reaction type video the first day, and then within the first week that the episode is out, I put down an in-depth breakdown review of the episode where I go through scene by scene my thoughts on it. So, at this point, this is my reaction review for the Walking Dead Season 7 premiere, The Day Will Come When You Won't Be, and oh my god, is that title perfect. Because this is the day. This is the day Rick is no longer thankful and no longer is happy that he did not stay in that bunker to die with Dr. Jenner. And wow, this episode was really, really good. I mean, was it too predictable? Absolutely it was. Was it super obvious based off the country certain people were living in? Absolutely it was. But it was an amazing episode, and I loved it. I loved this episode. So, I guess let's just get into the spoilers, shall we? Abraham was the one who died in the Season 6 finale. He got the bat. That's... it's sad, I guess. I mean, I would have preferred Abraham over Glen, so I was fine with it. And then is where I'm not happy with the episode, because Daryl stands up, he hits Negan right in the face, and in retaliation for that, Negan kills Glen, leading me to say two things. Number one, god damn it, Daryl. Why'd he do that? I don't know, but he did, so... my favorite character is killed. That was super predictable. Steven Yeun was living in Korea and publicly posting that he was living in Korea, so I saw it coming and I had time to prepare for it, so I wasn't too broken up about it. Besides, I have it over there. I read issue 100 a long time ago. It was over 2 years ago when I picked that issue up and I read it, and that one hit me hard because Glen was my favorite character in both the show and the comics, and so to read his death was really sad, because at the time it was in between season 3 and 4, and at that time, I mean, Glen, it was so far away from Negan, and I did not expect it at all in the show at any time soon. So when I read it in the comic, even though it was old news at that point, when I read it in the comic, I was still like completely blown away. I had no idea that was going to happen, and wow, it was sad. So then the show version, Negan gets punched right in the face by Daryl. And then probably the least realistic thing happens, where instead of punishing the person who punched him, Negan punishes Glen, because Norman Reedus is AMC's cash cow and they could not kill him off. That's my problem with this episode, is that they did not kill Daryl when they should have. And I have been waiting for Daryl to die. Sorry all you Daryl fans out there, but I think the character has gone way downhill since season 4, and I've been waiting for him to die. So seeing them cop out like that, where they didn't kill Daryl because Norman Reedus is such a cash cow, and instead they killed Glen, makes me really mad. Instead, I would have preferred Negan did eeny, meeny, miny, mo, picked Glen, killed Glen, because you can't have that death any other way. That is the most iconic comic book death ever. You cannot have it any other way. So, Negan kills Glen, Abraham stands up, punches Negan kills Abraham. That's how I would have done it, because then you would have had both characters die, you would have had Glen get the iconic comic book death, and then you would not have had to explain why Daryl is alive, because Negan quote-unquote likes him. That is some BS right there, and I do not like that at all. So, anyways, guys, other than that, I would say that this was an amazing episode. I would probably give it about a 4.5 out of 5. It was really, really good. I mean, we got the biggest death in Walking Dead history, I want to say, which is Glen. And other than that, we got Abraham's death. We got an amazing sequence with Rick out there with this hatchet, because Negan was testing with this hatchet. And then we had some really cool stuff, which that show loves to tease us comic fans, don't they? They really teased Rick was going to lose his hand. And then after that, they really teased Carl was going to lose his hand, which would have been so fitting for either of them. Because comic book spoilers here, these are such old spoilers. If you don't know them by now, you don't read the comics and you don't plan to. But in the comics, Rick loses his hand super early on. The governor chops off his hand. And if Negan did it, it would have been great. Because then Rick would have lost his hand and it would have been perfect, iconic for the comic book. Or, if Carl had lost his hand, it would have been perfect and iconic for a different reason, because the governor in the comic lost an eye. Carl lost an eye. The governor in the comic got his arm cut off from right here, which is exactly where Negan was going to cut Carl's arm off, right here. So it would have been perfect, or he was going to have Rick cut Carl's arm off. So it would have been perfect, because then you would have had a one-armed character with one eye, equal to the comics for the governor. So either way, it was a win-win, but I mean, I'm fine that they didn't do it. I'm waiting for Rick to lose his hand, but I know they won't do it. But anyways, guys, other than that, this was such a good episode. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5. I really, really liked it. Hope to see you guys all for the breakdown at some point this week. I'm not going to put a day on it because I rarely ever hit the day that I always set for. So at this point, we're just going to say this week. So, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. It was a big one. Tell me down below in the comments. That's it. D-Man, out.